The Namib Mills Investment Group is a holding entity that actively manages a portfolio of investments containing a number of operating companies. It is mainly active in the following sectors: wheat, maize and mahungu milling, pasta, rice, sugar, animal feed, and poultry production and packaging. The company traces its roots back to 1981, when the first small greenfields maize mill opened in Windhoek. In 1986, Namib Mills opened its first wheat mill in Windhoek. It has since been replaced with a new Beulah mill in 1995, and in addition, Namib Mills launched a second wheat mill in 2017. State-of-the-art facilities and a highly skilled workforce guarantee that a wide range of quality branded products meets the requirements of its customers. The company creates socio-economic growth through investment in local economies and develop people's talent, both inside and through educational initiatives in the communities in which it operates. Quality focused. At Namib Mills, we are driven by consistent quality and therefore adhere to the international standards requirements for conformance to quality and food safety. We achieved ISO 9001 certification in 1999 and consistently enact our hygiene management system. Daily testing of all our products is conducted at our testing facilities located in Windhoek. These tests are conducted by our highly qualified food technicians and their team. This How It's Made video will focus on the process of milling wheat into flour. Wheat is imported from Canada, Germany, South Africa, and Argentina, but is bought locally first. Overseas wheat is brought to Namibia via Walvis Bay, where it is stored in a warehouse. The wheat is then transported to Namib Mills in Windhoek by train or road. On average, 44 tons can be loaded into each rail carriage, while a truck can transport 38 tons per load. When the wheat arrives at Namib Mills, it is graded and cleaned to remove straw, sticks, and grain dust before going into one of our 10 silos for storage. The wheat is first transferred into silos and then via a conveyor to a transfer scale. The type of flour that will be milled is determined by the different varieties of wheat and their protein content. The wheat is cleaned and then transferred to conditioning bins. The next step is the conditioning process. This process takes about 14 hours in order to achieve the optimum moisture content for the milling purposes. Conditioning refers to the addition of moisture to the wheat to allow the softening of the endosperm and toughening the outer skin of the wheat kernel, allowing easy separation, sifting, and grinding. The mill's vertical production line is 5 to 6 stories high. Gravity carries the grain downwards through a succession of milling machines. Each one grinds the grain through steel rollers and then sieves it. Particles too large to fit through a sieve continue downward into the next milling machine. Flour is milled by grinding only the white soft inner part called the endosperm. This requires removing the bran, the kernel's hard skin, and the germ. This separation begins as soon as the wheat kernels enter the very first milling machine. Rollers break off the germ and bran and crush the endosperm into pieces called semolina. Sifting removes the germ and loosens bran pieces, but much of the semolina is covered in bran particles. So between each milling station is a purifier machine, which uses air currents to float the lighter bran above the heavier semolina, enabling sieves and air to separate the components. The semolina goes through this continuous process until it's completely clean. Only then it is finely ground into flour. The grounded semolina passes through a series of sieves. This ensures it doesn't leave the final milling machine until it has been ground to the right powdery texture. There are different types of wheat flour. Bread flour has high protein, enabling the dough to rise well and bake to a firm texture. Brown bread flour is white bread flour with added bran. Cake flour has low protein which produces a more crumbly texture, perfect for baked goods. Leftover byproducts go to Feed Master for the production of animal feeds. The flour is then blown into the finished product holding bin. Prior to the packaging process, the flour is fortified with added vitamins and minerals to replace what's lost by removing the bran during the milling process. The product is packaged, weighed, and sealed into different pack sizes for the market. It is neatly stored on pallets, wrapped, and then transferred to the distribution warehouse. With strategically located depots throughout the country at the following locations: Katima Mililu, Otavi, Ondangwa, Ochivarango, Windhoek, Gobabis, Walvis Bay, Mariental, Keetmanshoop, and Oranjemund. We are able to exceed our customers' delivery expectations to all corners of the country and ensure timeliest delivery over vast distances. Once the bulk product is delivered to the relevant depots, each depot is responsible for storage, picking, and delivery to their respective customers in the regions using our own fleet. In the mill's quality control laboratory, they bake with the flour to check the baked quality of the product and examine the appearance, texture, and taste. They use specialized equipment to test volume, density, protein, and moisture contents. BugPro is the leading flour brand in the country. BugPro's range of products include white bread flour, brown bread flour, cake flour, self-raising flour, whole wheat flour, crushed wheat, digestive bran, fat cook flour. Namib developed a range of special products for bakeries called Complete Mix and Artisan Ranch, to which the baker only has to add water. These products offer convenience to bakeries and enable them to increase bakery productivity. Namib remains committed to Namibia. It's important for us to not only focus on our strategic pillars of producing great quality products and services, remaining responsible to our environment, pioneering in our operational processes, and maintaining and attracting a high-quality workforce, but also to live in accordance with our brand promise of feeding the nation.